for centuries, the systematical deletion of entire ways of knowing.
What is the secret key to win the psychic war for your soul? Because there is black epistemic genocide going on. This is part 2 of surviving the greatest epistemic genocide killing black minds. The current epistemic genocide that is killing every black mind is not accidental. It is a shrewd psychic warfare waged against black people, black knowledge, and black consciousness. In this video, we shall help you know how to fight spiritually, intellectually, culturally, and psychologically. We shall also show you eternal survival tools and practical ways to resist and fight this epistemicide. The recommended text or book in this video is No More Masters. The greatest lie was called truth. They said bow and you bowed. They said believe and you believed. They said God, you trembled. Now comes the book that breaks the oldest spell on earth today. No More Masters, because truth was never created. On this book, read it, share the book with as many people as possible. No More Masters awakens uncreated truth that is inside you, and it will destroy all scientific as well as God lies. Get this book today. Do not delay. For centuries, an invisible virus, we call it a spirit, has been used to invade and rewrite our minds in what is called epistemicide. You can stop black epistemicide and psychic warfare. What it has done is that it has gone through us and systematically deleted our entire ways of knowing. The Portuguese sociologist Bonaventura de Souza Santos defines epistemicide as the destruction of the knowledge and cultures of defeated or subordinated people, rendering them invisible or inferior to the dominant paradigm of the victor. He called this abysmal thinking, the creation of a cognitive line so deep that everything on the other side, our cosmologies, our sciences, our ways of being, ceases to exist as valid sources of knowledge. He said that this was not a byproduct of colonialism, that it was the objective of colonialism: control a people, to destroy us, to take our souls, to convince us that our ancestors, our gods are demons, that our wisdom is superstition, and that our ancestors were savages, and we were savages, product of savages. But long before these imperialists came in Hamid, they ran a spiritual science, physics, called Major Nature, words of God. This was treated like a firmware. Utter it right and reality aligns. Mahati functioned as the cosmic balancing algorithm. The car was not an asset, it was your double. It was you in active, in power. It was your living God. And the hacker was your effective speech. What is a firmware? A firmware is a specialized software permanently embedded in hardware devices, acting as a bridge between hardware and the software, like an operating system to control basic functions, boot up the device, and manage input and output. It was stored and stored in non-volatile memory, like ROM and flash memory, and provides essential instructions for devices like your smartphone, routers, printers, televisions, cars, planes, ships, bombs, everything that needs to operate effectively these days needs software. So this example is very vital for us to master and to understand. However, we want to look at the colonial project, which was a hostile takeover, arriving on ships armed with guns, gems, and Bibles. The colonizers deployed a three-pronged attack. The missionary, who is now represented by all pastors, all imams, all rabbis in Africa. Every black pastor is a missionary. The imperial administrator, which is our government today, with an army and police and central intelligence, and the capitalists, which are entrepreneurs, was to create their own system on top of our native operating system with a new source code and new laws, which we call colonial codex. This was epistemological violence in its rawest form. For example, in the 18th century in Angola, the Franciscan missionaries were not just saving souls or preaching Jesus, they were there as enslavers. Just like every Christian today is an enslaver, enslaving your mind, putting this virus in you. Their missionary schools taught literacy in their languages like Portuguese, French, Spanish, English, only to create a compliant workforce, systematically denigrating our own native languages and other cosmologies. The price of admission to these schools and this order was the complete erasure of the old one. And baptism was your final signature that you are gone, you are dead and buried. What they were doing was to override the car, the firmware. Once overridden, the hardware doesn't stop working, yes? It continues to work perfectly, with talent, with the gift, and with the zeal, but for a wrong purpose. We will show that the chip glowing with deep and natural power, this one in purple, has already left its own naturalness and is now operating as an uplink and feeding a system of control. And it is now a zombie hardware, and it is dead and gone. But when the slavers discovered that the chains have become politically uncomfortable, the malware evolved. Bodies no longer require chains. When minds accepted the colonizers' update, boarding schools, curriculum control, religion, their gods like Allah, Jesus, Yahweh, and the mass media industrialized, they became a source of epistemicide. The malware, a malicious software, a program designed to harm, to disrupt, to gain unauthorized access to a computer, now is gaining access to your soul. And that's why you find blacks who love colonialism, like Malcolm X, like Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Martin Luther King. Every pastor you see today love colonialism, but they don't know that they love colonialism. They think they are doing the good thing because a virus is one now operating their hardware. And they think they've got the spirit of God, the spirit of Allah. They submitted and they surrendered to the virus. It is sad and it is shocking. Now, as the age of overt chattel slavery went, the project shifted from chaining bodies to chaining minds. The malware evolved, becoming more insidious through mass schooling and the media. For example, in 1885, Thomas Babington Macaulay's Minute on Indian Education laid bare the strategy to create a class of people, Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinions, in morals, and in intellect. Put Malcolm X there. Arabic, pale Arab in taste and color. Yes, as well as in morals and intellect. Listen to his speeches. Oh, I used to love the speeches, but all of them are now, when you look at them back now, you realize that it was malware. It was a virus. It was a psychic spirit speaking and operating him. So by mandating English medium and their own languages instructions, they sidelined indigenous languages. In America, the weapon of choice was the residential boarding school system, like in Canada, where they forcibly removed children from their families and sent them to institutions designed to kill the Indian in the child. And out came an Indian child, but with a software. This was the industrial scale production of chattel minds, disconnected from their own land, language, and ancestors. They will never worship their ancestors, people like Farrakhan. They will laugh at you. So, what we need are counter protocols, firmware level fixes. To defeat this malware, surface level changes are insufficient. We need to destroy the firmware. We need a firmware level fix that operates below the firmware that has been put into our consciousness. This is not about decolonizing the colonizers' institutions. It is about restoring our own system. We have to destroy what is there, mentally and spiritually, because we should know our enemy and we should know the hidden attack vectors and decrypt the protocol and activate our own firewalls. The secret key is for a deep scan to restore our memory through forensics, through language, ritual, and community mesh. We must run a deep scan of our cultural hard drives to recover deleted files. This means we must clean aggressively our ways of life through language revitalization, like the programs that brought back Hawaiian and the Tiorio Maori back to the brink of extinction. It means reviving ancestral rituals. It means we need memory forensics, painstaking, yes, but eventually recover the data that makes us who we are. Run down language, remove colonizers' language, install ancestral languages. Like when you perform liturgy, ritual, prayer, ceremony, sacred songs, dances, chants, and when you are in deep thought and deeper thinking levels, do it in an indigenous language. Never ever use European languages, Arabic languages, or even Kiswahili. Yes, there are more incontrovertible, easy to recall practices that you can use to reclaim, to integrate, to shield, and to elevate. You have to reclaim ancestral epistemic sovereignty and practice a daily ancestral knowledge anchoring. So you might spend 5 or 10 minutes every day engaging with pre-colonial knowledge, but you need a key to reclaim your soul. The key is the Ankh. The key could be the Waset. The key could be anything. We will show you some of the keys later on. What you need to do is to read oral proverbs, understand them. Akan, Yoruba, Maori, Tamil, Quechua. Study indigenous sciences, Dogon astronomy, Aboriginal navigation system, Vedic mathematics, Ethiopian calendrics, Hamitic, hieroglyphics, Shonan, Debele, Sisulu, Chewa, all these languages. Record interviews, speak to the elders, find oral histories, know your ancestral tree, know your righteous ancestors and your other ancestors. To reclaim, to integrate, to shield, and to elevate. Now, you must integrate your knowledge by practicing ritualized border alignment. There is a ritual that you can do easily, which we call the Ankh ritual, which you can do by your body, but you must do it naked. You must do it every morning when you wake up. If you are interested in knowing this, give us a call. Let me know. I will tell you. It's very simple. You'll be shocked. Once you practice it, you'll be shocked how effective it is to reclaim, to integrate, to shield, and to elevate. So you must be able to enjoy and engage in knowledge systems that center embodied cognition, drumming circles, polyrhythms, capoeira, silat, okalari, martial arts as moving philosophy, call and response, singing, songs with hymns and rhymes. This is important. Very critical. Finally, to reclaim, to integrate, you must shield your own soul. We've shown you how you can do that. You can elevate your soul by encoding and encryption using the secret key, which we have already demonstrated. The Ankh system, the Ankh practice, which you can do every morning. Unfortunately, you have to do it naked. Now, having said all this and given you the key to win the psychic war for your soul, we will say it must be engrossed and guarded by a gatekeeping system. That gatekeeping system is what we call our own mystic system. And the tools that you must have, one of them we have said is the Ankh, but and a secret key, which is your secret name. If you are a melanin dominant human being and you don't have a secret name, you need a secret name. If you want to understand how this is done, give us a call, give us a message, send us an email here, and engage with us on our website. Be ready to study with us next month, which is our Afro-Cosmic Applied Metaphysics. Now, we will be having a question and answer session every month as a live show. So we'll also be letting you know, if you are on our WhatsApp group, we'll let you know when we are going to have a live presentation where we will allow questions and answers and discussions. If you are interested, keep in touch. Send us an email, then we can send you the programs and the dates when we are going to have a live question and answer. I want to thank you so much for watching till the end. I'm your Manager Topi, Preacher Rabbi LM Tumizul Kunikani Mjaganja, saying, remember, the secret key to win the psychic war for your souls has been revealed. Many ways have been revealed. But you need to center and select only one system. And use that that single system to reclaim, to integrate, to shield and elevate. So you might say you want to do linguistic studies or read oral proverbs. You must say, I will do this daily, or drumming. So one system that you select, you now need to make it deeper and deeper. Remember, where you need to go, we need to go at the deepest level, deeper than what they have done already, because that's our enemy. We now know our enemy, and who is using hidden attack vectors against us using black epistemicide. Thank you. Have a great day.